I've done musical comedy, but that was long ago. And since then, I've done cosplay, vlogs, a cooking show. Speed drawings, well, I've done a few. Skateboarding and funny skits, I've done that too. So maybe I'll do a review. So I wrote this little song for my new show, Rants. Well, it's that time again. It's time for scary costumes, creepy decorations, and bite-sized candy given to you by strangers. Unfortunately, I'm a little too old to go trick-or-treating, so I thought back to what anime gave me the most horrific impact as a kid. I didn't watch a lot of animes when I was younger, so the list is kind of small. But I remember one in particular that I thought was really cool. It was called Blood Rain, The Curse of the Yoma. I barely remember what this anime was about. I just remember it had to do with two ninjas, and it was pretty awesome for its time. I also noticed that there's a little saying over here. One warrior against the army of death. Is this guy like the Asian Bruce Campbell?
This is my boomstick!
Oh, there's more. And he stood between death and the living, and the plague was stayed? It's kind of hard to tell if that's a T or an L. So, without further ado, let's dive into Blood Rain, The Curse of the Yoma. And the warrior against an army of death, and he stood between... Our journey begins with what looks like the aftermath of war. The two standing there are Hikage and Maru, both of them observing what has become of the soldiers, which causes Maru to have a nervous breakdown. He then tries to attack his best friend. For what reason, I'm not quite sure. Now I gotta say, as a kid, this scene was kind of eerie, especially when Maru washes his hands with mud. I can't read that. Wait a minute, that's the same crest from Jin from Samurai Champloo. I'm guessing that this was loosely based on Japanese history. One quick Google search reveals that Takeda Shingen had a similar crest. And after digging a bit deeper, we find that he was defeated in the Battle of Nagashino of 1575. Hope I pronounced that right. That would explain this next scene.
My whole life is an illusion.
Okay, well, kind of. I mean, I'm pretty sure that didn't really happen in real life, but I guess that's to say that he didn't really die in battle, but then he kind of died when the guy cut his head off. But people will think that it's in battle because nobody saw him do that, so it kind of works, I guess. Moving on. Now, I'm not sure if there's any backstory as to what these creatures are, but from what I understand so far, Yoma is the force of darkness, or according to Google means reed. Wait, did I spell that right? Okay, so here's what I found out. If you take the word Yoma and you add a little line over the O, that turns the word from reed into monster. So that makes a little more sense. Curse of the monsters. You know, language is a funny thing, and I wouldn't be surprised if the word Yoma was pronounced differently as well. Kind of like in Chinese, where if you say xie xie, that means thank you. But if you pronounce it sha sha, that means kill kill. Or in Hawaiian, when you say akamai, that means smart. But if you say that person is akamai, you're saying that person has laughter from the genitals. True story. So anyways, after going off on that tangent, now that we're armed with this information, we can actually start talking about the plot. So after Maru had a breakdown and their lord getting decapitated by becoming woke, Maru has gone rogue. Their clan will lose face, or honor, if word gets out that their lord is dead, so Hikage goes on a mission to track Maru down. Along the way, he eats food and reminisces on the past, like the time when Maru nearly killed him. That's a great memory. But after snapping out of his daydream, Hikage finds himself surrounded.
I'm surrounded.
A battle ensues, and the sound effects and music are intense with realistic fighting. After taking out those ninja, Hikage finds himself contemplating life once again while in a flashback with his childhood friend. You know, as a ninja, I think he shouldn't space out a lot. Ninjas don't normally do that. After snapping out next to a waterfall, he realizes that there is a creepy old man standing behind him. The old man tells Hikage that the people who wish to end their lives come to this waterfall, and the old man is here to take their last request.
I see. You seek someone.
Wait, why'd you do that with your eye? Wait, do you know something I don't? What was that eye thing? Hikage, did you see that? Did you notice that no, oh, you're daydreaming again. Okay. Despite the old man telling Hikage that Maru isn't here, he decides to stay anyway. As he leaves, 2 ninjas and a spider wander off. Yeah, that was kind of weird. Before it becomes nightfall, Hikage heads to the village that's at the bottom of the waterfall. As he's traveling down, he hears singing. He finds a lady staring off into space as she's singing a hauntingly beautiful song. Both notice each other and space out a bit. Man, this is a match made in heaven right here. She takes him to the village where he's surprised to see how happy everyone is. It's as if he's never been social before. I mean, a guy who spaces out all the time. The villagers welcome him warmly as they stay perfectly still while the sounds of happy noises come out of their mouth. That's a Maru if I ever saw one. He's in the village. Later that night, Hikage questions that lady about Maru. She seems sure that there isn't anyone here who resembles him. Hikage spaces out again until he snapped back to reality and oh, there goes gravity. Oh, there goes... Okay, sorry, not that. Another lady appears. Her name's Ito.
Ito. Her name is Ito.
And our friend over here made sure to inform us that this lady's name was Ito. But now that I think about it, what's her name? Yeah, I don't know what her name is. They didn't tell us her name. Hikage spent about a day with her. Like, I don't know her name. I don't know if this is just because it's a dub version, but I'm pretty sure we don't know her name yet.
Hikage.
Wait, but how does she know his name? Why is he so suspicious of her, but not the creepy old man from earlier? Hikage, you kind of sus of the wrong people, bro. Anyways, now that everyone has fallen asleep, Hikage begins his investigation for Maru. But somehow a drunken villager gets the upper hand and sneaks up on him and peer pressures him into having another drink in the middle of the night. What? Why does he sound like Joe from Family Guy?
Hey, well, since we're up, let's have another drink.
Hey, Peter, let's get another drink, shall we? It's been several days since Hikage arrived and still no sign of Maru.
Hikage, why don't you come in and have lunch?
On the 3rd night, he watched the movie Logan with Hugh Jackman, and he was so impressed by his performance, he then makes his own Wolverine claws. While doing so, a coin is tossed into his window with his crest on it. Turns out that the shadows from earlier were actually ninjas from his clan. I guess they were supervising him?
We've been watching the village also, and we didn't see Maru around there.
They question Hikage as to why he's been spending so much time in that village. They remind him that even though he was very close to Maru, almost like brothers, he can't have any emotions when he takes him down. So let me get this straight. You're gonna send somebody who has an emotional attachment to the person who is the target to take him out, but you're also gonna send a couple of ninjas to supervise the guy who has the emotional attachment to the target to make sure he follows through, when you could have just sent those 2 guys to take out the target without having to deal with that other guy who's gonna be traumatized for the rest of his life. What kind of... No matter. The next day, everybody watches Anime Joe dance as Hikage chews on a weed, and that's pretty much what happens all day. Hey Peter, look at that, I can move my legs again. When night comes around, we finally get to learn what the girl's name is.
Aya.
We finally get to know her name after a week in. Amazing.
No!
Finally, some action! Loud screams were heard from the distance. Go, Hikage, run! Run like the wind! Find out what happened! Hikage rushes to the scene to see his fellow ninja eaten, and, ooh, can I show this? YouTube, please don't demonetize me.
What could have done this?
Oh no, it's Anime Joe! Oh, you were my favorite character, Anime Joe. You'll be missed. Hikage then throws a bunch of ninja stars at a giant spider, and then he sees Maru finally. And only now, Maru's a ghost. Oh, he's a ghost. As much as I joke about the pacing of this movie, it actually did kind of work. It gave me a little bit of an adrenaline rush when something actually happened. Oh yeah, and then one ninja was kind of alive. This ninja, with his last dying breath, informs Hikage that Maru is a child born from the ground.
People of our village knew all about it.
And for some reason, everyone knew about this but Hikage. Why? Next, you're gonna be telling me that there's gonna be kids being born from peaches.
Aya. Will you do me a favor tonight?
Now this is when things get really intense. As Hikage finishes making his homemade grenades, he hears Aya singing. Running through the forest, he finds a giant web blocking his path.
I hurt myself today.
Fierce battle begins as Aya is left unconscious. The spider then leads Hikage to the old man from the waterfall.
Strange things have happened here. What's going on in this village?
Our king, Kikugo no Miko, was born as a human being. It is necessary for him to be reborn in order to overcome humanity.
Oh, and then another intense battle that was, well, kinda anticlimactic.
If you kill me, all of the people in that village will die. I used my magic and made them forget their past.
Hey Hikage, you know, I'm kinda on the fence about killing this guy. Maybe we should, you know, think through. Oh, nope, there he goes. Yeah, Hikage, you're right. There's probably not gonna be any consequence for killing him. As he walks up the steps, he sees Ito lying on the ground. Hey Hikage, remember when you were really sus of her? I think that you're right. You were right about... No,
Ito!
wait, why? Oh, okay, we're gonna help her.
Die! Will not forgive anyone who tries to bother Lord Kikugo.
As he somehow blows her up with some magic fairy dust, she transforms one more time for an epic battle that ends really quickly. Oh, surprise, surprise, she was the spider that got attacked before. How about that? Alright guys, I want you to take a wild guess and tell me who you think Kikugo no Miko is, okay? 3, 2, 1, it's Maru. Oh, what a surprise. Christopher Nolan plot twist. My phone, why does it have to... Oh my god. You know what, I'm just gonna use this take. Maru then uses some kind of Jedi Force push to kill Hikage, and then he like does the quickest costume change ever and it walks out and it disappears. Hey Hikage, it's great that you're alive. You know, I know you're a little depressed, but maybe you should check on your lady friend, you know, the one that took care of you. Oh, there she is. Oh, yeah, everyone too, huh? Oh, they're all dead. Good one, Hikage.
Don't you forget about me.
So after all of that effort, word has gotten out that their leader is dead and there's no reason for him to chase after Maru anymore. So that means that basically it wasn't Maru who spread the word, but word got out either way. It's like the circle of life. When somebody dies that's like that high up there, word's gonna get out. And ultimately, this entire journey has been a waste of time for Hikage. Fuck. Disappointed with his life choices, he walks off in the distance, probably looking for Maru still, and the music that's really upbeat just happened to start playing for the credits. Well, that was Blood Rein, Curse of the Yoma. That was just part 1 of the entire story. In the next one, we'll meet a female ninja who accompanies him on his journey to Maru. So if you'd like to see the thrilling conclusion, please don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and a comment about what part you enjoyed the most. And I'll see you in the next episode of Rants. Bye.